Every year, Houston hosts the world's largest rodeo in February and sometimes in early March. Tonight, the city hosted one of the most intimate modern-day Dave Matthews solo shows. Around 1,500 fans went to an exclusive event sponsored by Wells Fargo. They got some hits, they got some lesser-known songs, and they got the premiere of a song Dave is working on that doesn't even have a title. We'll talk about it all tonight. The DMB post-show stream starts now with a breakdown I just did on the brand new Dave Matthews created song. We'll see if this ever hits the full band. What up? What up? It's your boy Constant for Dave Solo Houston. New song alert. Dave has this song talking about a monster and about killing a monster, and no title yet. But Dave kind of just said, "Hey, this is what's been on my mind. This song, and really this subject of monsters has been on his mind the last couple of years. But more specifically, this idea of if we can eliminate the evil in this world, there'll be good that reigns." So let's listen through, and then I'll try my best to kind of interpret this. I hope someone like my boy Jesse Stone will really break this down to a T, but just want to give you some basic information on what I'm kind of hearing from Dave from this song. This is from Julie Vaughn, DMB Couch Tour. Thank you for recording this here for fans like me at home.
Peace on earth, we gotta kill the monster first. Everybody wants peace on earth, everybody wants peace on earth, but we gotta kill the monster. The monster, the monster. Bone time, harvest time, beat up pickup truck. The monster is a farmhand trying to make a buck. I know you want peace on earth, but we gotta kill the monster first. The monster drives a taxi, it's a car pulled by a mule. The monster hears the warplanes, got a pebble in his shoe. The monster's in the market, he's trying to find some bread. The monster's underneath the rubble, he's crying for the dead. I know you want peace on earth, but we gotta kill the monster first. Yeah, I wanna find peace on earth, but we gotta kill the monster first. Everybody wants peace on earth, everybody wants peace on earth, but what about the monster? Yeah, the monster finds a flower while she's playing in the dirt. The monster smiles cause it looks just like the flowers on her skirt. The monster hears a drum and makes her dream about the bird, songbird. The monster used to go to school, the monster used to be a little girl. I know you want peace on earth, but we gotta kill the monster first.
All right, so that is the kind of gist of what part of the song. I went on a little before and a little after this recording. I was able to hear the full thing on the Couch Tour, but the view that I saw was further back. But first thing, you have this open E, this top string right here. When nothing is touching it, it's an E. And so he starts here, and then what he's going to do on this second thickest string, this A string right here, he's going to go on the 5th and 7th frets. And he starts doing that for the verse. And then he gets to this kind of, hook or bridge or whatever, and he goes. Back to this. So you have this open E. This is an A, and this is another E. This is a higher E. So he's just kind of going like. That's all he's doing. For that part. It's a very simple progression. Now with other songs like Don't Drink the Water and Bartender, this top note right here is tuned down to a D, but it's the same idea. He's letting one string ring open, and he's hammering on this A string like that. Also, shout out to Jesse Stone. I hope Jesse, please record something, because I know you're just phenomenal and you know your guitar even better than I do. This could technically transition to minarets if he wanted to, and in other songs too, but what? It could technically do that, but this. So you have that. And then these are the notes for like this bridge or hook. This is a A, this is a G, and this is a C. So he's kind of going like that, and he does it again at one of the parts here. If we go and play that back here, we'll get to that here. Let's listen. One, two, he's doing it again, and then back to the main thing. So he kind of goes there. Everybody wants peace on earth. No, you can do Can't Stop. That's better than the D and B Can't Stop, but that's a whole nother story. So yes, that's what we have so far. It's your boy Conserviz 34. Oh, you guys can't even see me. Peace.
It's your boy Conserviz 34 back at home.
What up? It's your boy Conserviz 34.
Yep, so your boy Conserviz 34 coming to you here.
What up? It's your boy Conserviz 34. Aria. Okay, so this is Aria, and just tell us a little bit about yourself and about your love for the Dave Matthews Band.
I've been a fan of the band since April 28, 1998, and if you recognize the date, that's when Before These Crowded Streets was released.
Alpine is definitely a better venue than Summerfest, but we'll take it. I think I've been going to shows for about 20-something years.
I always tell people, like, compare DMB to now to when I first started. And I got started, in my opinion, I feel like I got started late. Like, I was at the very end of the band's prime. I feel like that 03 to 06 was like the end of the prime. 07, 08 was like, you know, we're at the very end. And then when Roy passed.
But Dave really, this is the thing. Dave has put, Rashawn has been assigned the quarterback of this team. He is the coach, the play caller. He designs the jams. Dave just shows up and plays whatever he's going to play. Houston, what up? From that 713. Shout out Lil Flip. Shout out Hakeem Olajuwon. Galveston, Texas, what up? Sugarland, what up? Missouri City, what up? Shout out to them college kids in College Station. Shout out to the Woodlands. Shout out to the Houston Rodeo. R.I.P. Pimp C. Shout out Mike Jones. Shout out Chameleonaire. Shout out Beyonce. I can't afford to go to your shows, but shout out to you. Shout out to the I-10, 15 lanes across. Or is it 400 by now? Still tipping on fofos. Wrapped in 4 Vokes. What up, what up? It's your boy ConcertViz34. Thank you for joining the Dave Matthews Band. Well, Dave Matthews post-show stream tonight. It goes down in the DM shows. And tonight, Houston, Texas got a show. Usually the band plays up north of this proper city. They play in the Woodlands here in this portion of Texas. And so we have a special event. And first, let's talk about this, how you get into this event, how this even happens. Well, we got an announcement first that the summer tour would not have any Texas shows or Florida shows. And yeah, people were upset. They were outraged. This was a big shock. So later on, as this late winter, early spring ran on, there was an announcement that Wells Fargo would be sponsoring a special Dave Matthews solo show on May 2nd, 2025. And now this specific show, you had to have a Wells Fargo account. There were no tickets to the general public. You could bring, I believe, a guest with you, but essentially you had to have a Wells Fargo account to request tickets. And there's a specific card that is the autograph card that was tied into this. And those who have the autograph card, that they kind of had a special access, early entry into this show. Here you had an opportunity to get that. And so with that, understand that I was not shocked when this was not on Sirius XM radio. We've had events like the Irving Plaza show a couple years ago. I believe that was 2023, but that was sponsored by Sirius XM. This essentially was corporations all the time ask for Dave Matthews to play a show for their typically employees. High earners, top performers, corporate exec, big wigs. They have conferences like Target has had and other companies, and they hire Dave Matthews. This is still, in theory, a private event for Wells Fargo account holders and card holders. But instead of having this for the corporate office bigwigs, they said, hey, anyone who has this card, this autograph card, or Wells Fargo customers have an opportunity to get access to this show. And that's why I knew it wasn't, like, I had a lot of confidence it wasn't going to be on Sirius XM. Because why would Wells Fargo invest in this concert and then put it on Sirius XM? They're going to want to either have this content to show off on their social media, or if anything, it would have been Wells Fargo working with someone like Cisco or another IT or service in the tech industry to then have it on YouTube. Or maybe if you have a Wells Fargo account, you could stream or replay this show. And who knows, maybe that could happen. I don't have any details. I doubt that's going to happen. But this is something where Wells Fargo put their money up, and this was not going to be no collaboration with Sirius XM Radio. Sirius XM Radio put their money up. They had a Stephen Talkhouse show on, I believe that was Long Island. And then they had that Irving Plaza show, had other events in studio performances on Howard Stern. They put their money up. They got everything done. They invested in it. So of course it was on their platform. In a general public concert, there's things in place for them to stream most of those Friday. So yes, I would have loved to hear this on Sirius XM, but it was one of those things where it is what it is. But shout out to the D&B Couch Tour, because I was still able to listen to this show for the most part around when Gray Street ended. The last person going live, their battery was low and they had to get to get an Uber. So shout out to everyone that streamed on the Couch Tour, and some people took very up close moments of the show, a song or two, but they wanted to enjoy that. Now let's just talk, and please in the comments let me know. I'm actually going to check with Julie to see what she thought of the show, because I just the challenge here, I was not able to get anyone to come on live. People had other matters or just couldn't do that. And that's one of the challenges about this post-show stream. Most people after shows or have after parties, or maybe they're just, having a lot of fun after, or they want to go to bed. So I couldn't get someone. I did know some people that were here at this show. And it's just one of those things where it didn't work out. But let's see. Let me just see if I can see what. But this is where the number one thing I want to know, if you were at the show, put it in the comments after this. What did you think of the crowd etiquette? What did you think of the crowd and how they behaved in your area, and where were you specifically? Because I am getting some varying reports, and again, it's from a couple people. It's not like I had interviewed everyone who left the venue. Like, hey guys, come to this room and Zoom with me real quick and tell me. And I went through everyone. No, I don't have that luxury to be able to have everyone pull a large sample size from this show. But and I heard on the couch tour, but I was not physically there. Full disclosure, but I did hear up front that like the first couple of rows of people like kind of had good etiquette. They were respectful. They were behaving well. And that, they didn't do anything like yell out stuff, at least the first couple of rows. I did hear other reports from further back in the venue that at times the crowd would eventually quiet down when Dave was talking, but there was a lot of chatter and chomping in between songs. And then Dave was trying to tell a personal story or even say, hey, I want to play this new song. And so people like, shh, and it just got quiet. And I picked up some of that from the couch show, but again, I was not there. It's hard to say when you're not there. It's just, hey, this is what this cell phone audio that transmitted to us, picked up. But I did hear that I did kind of sense that from listening. And that's what I was told by someone who was there further back, that the crowd eventually quieted down, but there was a lot of chatter in between songs, people yelling out songs. That was also picked up on the couch tour. And so I get, listen, it's a Friday night. It's not realistic in America, maybe in Europe, for people to just be completely quiet until after the song and clap at the end. But I do think that the optimal any Dave solo, or even Dave and Tim, I get people want to sing along, and who am I to say you can't sing along? But the optimal, my optimal Dave solo would be Dave plays a song. I might not even sing. I may just listen, and I can take in his acoustic guitar and the lyrics. Right. That's just not realistically, that's not feasible. People are going to sing, and they did sing tonight. Right. And part of singing is part of the experience. Right. You can't say, hey, guys, can you not sing? But I'm saying, me personally, if I had the ability to go to something where we could just hear Dave, everyone shut up. Don't say nothing. Don't request the song. Let's hear Dave. That is the optimal Dave solo experience. That I would love to have. But nonetheless, this show still was a unique experience for many fans, and that's why fans went out for this. There were no deep cuts per se. There were songs that are lesser played, and there were some special covers, like A Pirate Looks at 40, that's only really had two live performances in this Dave solo. I got to check the Hall of Fame, because I think Dave, did he have a backing band? But it's a very, very rare cover. Dave did it with Jimmy, I believe, and then he did it. Let's see. Yeah, so they're saying DMB, but there's two Dave solos. Right, 8 known plays of it. It's a very rare song there. Very rare cover that Dave does. And so it's I mean, people who went said this was a special experience. And anytime you could see Dave by himself in a venue like this, or have a Dave solo show that's not part of a campaign event or part of other things, just, hey, this is strategically designed for fans to see Dave by himself here, sponsored by Wells Fargo, but it's just, this is a standalone concert. And so what did someone say? Right. Someone who's been going to shows since the early to mid 90s said, I've been going to a lot of shows, but this was something special. Right. So that just tells you, if someone's been going to shows since the 90s and they go to this show tonight, it was special. And Dave told some stories here and there. Some of them we already kind of knew. Other things, maybe he never publicly admitted. He did admit before bartender that he did, and this is his full transparency, that he doesn't drink and drive anymore, but he had drink and driven a vehicle. And obviously he was a bartender, so who knows? And he was honest. He was transparent there, very transparent to say that, in front of an audience. But he told the story of, he did mention Here On Out was played at the 7 spot. He did mention that was one of Ian's favorite songs. Ian Kuhn, the longtime, monitor engineer for the band, to make sure their in-ear monitors were properly mixed for the band to know what's going on and hear everyone and hear themselves. And so he did kind of leave that tidbit. I did not hear, and let me know if you were there, maybe I missed it, but I did not hear anything regarding his mother. He did talk about his grandmother and grandfather, but of his mother's parents, but I didn't hear anything about his. Now maybe he did when he first walked in. I kind of missed the beginning of Funny How Time Slips Away. Put in the comments if you did hear anything about his mother. His mother passed, and his friend Ian, really long friend since the mid 90s. That those two losses are really hard for not only just Dave and his family, but when you talk about Ian, the entire crew. There's a huge loss. Ian was a very special and kind person when it comes to the tour life for the crew and the band. And then amongst all, even the friends. So it'll be interesting to see, obviously, these type of things. Even he talked about his dog passing away, but I do appreciate his vulnerability to talk about Ian if he decides to. He does not owe us anything more. We wish him the best for all the loss, to lose a dog, to lose your mother, and to lose a really close friend to cancer far too soon. That's a lot. Now, one of the gutsy things that I thought was pretty cool, to play Crush in the 2 spot was just like, all right, he's getting it in, and the crowd was all into that. Bartender, just Dave solo bartender, awesome. Ocean and the Butterfly, he did mention that having that 50 kind of doo-wop sound, and that's obvious from the beginning, and he's mentioned that before, but he did mention that. I talked about Here On Out. Again, the main theme with Dave, and this is just something that seems to be on his heart, is he's disappointed with people that have power. And so he plays Don't Drink the Water. He talks about some of the things he had talked about with the conflict in Gaza. But overall, between that and the unknown, the song in that 20 spot about the monsters, it's clear that it's still something that he really is. He really has a what's driving him now is this idea of the evil in the world. and how to stop that and to create peace. And again, he's always had these themes, but it's something that seems to be on his mind, and not necessarily a lot of it is that's what's on his mind. He really thinks that it's these people in control. He's not even specifically saying political parties. He's just like people that have power. I was told, because the stream cut off by someone who was there as well, that it was like a fake encore. So after Gray Street, he says, I'm going to do the charade of getting off and on, but I'm going to stay on stage. And then they play Old Dirt Hill, Dancing Nancy's, and then Some Devil. I did not hear any of those songs live. I'll be interested to see if there is any audio I'm sure there will be audio that surfaces of those. Like, I'm pretty sure, between the Couch Tour, YouTube. But this show was about the experience. It was not about the set list per se. There were, again, some covers. Funny how time slips away. You had, now that one's been played more often than not, but again, A Pirate Looks at 40. You had 3 cover songs there. So Funny how time slips away, A Pirate Looks at 40, and then Rye Whiskey. Those are all sprinkled in there. 41, Dave Solo 41 is always special. But yeah, it seems like it was the experience of this all to have this thing that does not happen often. We don't get a lot of Dave Solo. We don't get a lot of Dave and Tim. And with the report that I had where they said the summer tour shows are the final Dave Matthews Band tour stops of the year, or shows of the year. Live Nation specifically saying that, not the same language in Dave Matthews Band. Promo stuff, write-up, press releases, but the Live Nation stuff has not been removed. No one's called them and said, hey, yo, you got to take that line up. And I just checked earlier this week because someone else brought it up incorrectly on Reddit. Like, oh, I have a theory. They're going to, now again, they could, for all we know, there's nothing stopping them from announcing a fall tour for a band, but I would love to see a Dave and Tim, a Dave and Friends, or something like that in the fall, because these types of things, Dave Solo, Dave and Tim, they're special. And so that's really all I got about the show, because again, I think in the comments, if you're watching this and you're coming back from the show, in the comments, help us all at home just understand what your experience is, what it means to you, what specifically may have made this thing very special for you. Was it the people you were around? Was it just this personal, intimate 1,500 people in a very small room in Northwest Houston? Let us know in the comments, because I don't want to comment further than that. We have upcoming, we do have the Charlotte show, and that's going to be the, I believe, Loving Life Music Festival. Yep, Loving Life. It's funny because this festival just doesn't have the cachet that other festivals do. It's been around for a couple of years, I believe, but I have to remember if it's Life. I think Life is Good. There is a Life is Good fest, or there was at least, but it's like Loving Life Music Fest. Another thing here, Dave did talk about his voice was raspy. Or not raspy, it was hoarse. I apologize if it's hoarse and all this stuff, because he's been performing in New Orleans on a couple of different occasions, and he went in the studio the other night with Eric Krasno. Let me bring up some of that stuff here. But I mean, he had a couple different performances. He did Sledgehammer with Days Between. He was with Preservation Hall Jazz Band members on a very small stage after the D&B set in New Orleans later that night. Remember, that set starts at 6 o'clock local time, so you're out of there pretty quick Central Time, so you have time to recover from the show and go out, hit the clubs. There's all these after parties and shows and things that go on there. But let me go ahead. I'm going to pull up some of the different things that and we'll look at the poster as well. But this was from Eric Krasno last night. So Thursday night, right? Quick studio session with these fine gents. And all these musicians have worked together. There was a possible super group that was going to happen, but they never went live. And Tony Hall, Dumpster Funk, and that's to the left of Dave, that's Raymond Reber. He's the drummer for Dumpster Funk. And then Eric Krasno, who has his own band. I saw them at his Eric Krasno opened up Alpine for DMB and then play with DMB back in, I believe that was 2022. I believe it was 22. I don't think it was 24. But you had that. You also had just so that was the Preservation Hall Jazz Band, or Preservation Hall, the venue site had some stuff, but this was, oh, this was Sanjay, the photographer, had this one, but there was better video there on the Preservation Hall Jazz Band story, so that was there, and then again he did Sledgehammer as well later in the week. So Dave was in New Orleans. He was chilling there. Jeff Coffin was doing stuff before and after. I forgot to mention this on the previous post-show stream. Jeff Coffin showed up for Trombone Shorty Trim A Throwdown. That was on the 26th, I believe. And this is the video. Let's play this here just to show you what was going on. This is Jeff Coffin here. The day before, the Saturday before the Sunday DMB set. All right, so you get the idea there. I've always said, man, let Jeff cook like this on DMB. So I don't know. I don't know why, but like, Jeff should have a 41 solo. I say this and I know no one disagrees. Well, someone probably does, but I think most people would agree on that. Like that Jeff Coffin cooking up that type of sound, having that more, like, I believe that he is underutilized I just think there should be more. There's spots where there should be a sax solo instead of an electric guitar solo or another instrument solo, because Jeff just the heart, like the violin obviously was the most unique part of the band, but Leroy's saxophone always stood out as that other thing. And to me, arguably, if I had the opportunity, like, this is me, I'm not saying anyone else, and I'm also saying this is someone who only has gone to post Roy shows. If I had the ability, I would not ever want to take the life away from Boyd Tinsley. But if I had the option where it's like, okay, one instrument has to go, either violin or saxophone, for my first concert experience with DMB, I would rather have heard Leroy more. That's not a knock on Jeff, but it's just the saxophone and that smoothness and allowing it to have such a primary role in certain parts of the songs, like a number 41 kind of solo / jam. To me, I'm a woodwind player. I grew up playing clarinet. I played in an honors band in high school, right? had a private teacher and all that stuff, I was really taking woodwinds seriously. So I love the woodwinds. I want Jeff Coffin to get more shine, but he is not Leroy, but he knows he's not Leroy. But allowing him to just have some areas that Leroy had, like a 41 solo. And Jeff has played that 41 solo with Leroy when he was with the Flecktones. He guested in his first ever guest spot with DMB was number 41 in Hartford back in the 90s. But and there's a 41 from, I believe it's one of those, I don't know if it's the Beacon Theater show or the European. I think it's the European across the pond. But Jeff Coffin's cooking up with Carter on this awesome 41 solo, 41 kind of jam solo, whatever you want to call it. And I would love to see more of Jeff Coffin having that moment. Even let's just start with 41. There's not many more songs that need a sax solo, but number 41, I love Tim Reynolds. Absolutely love him. I think, though, that solo should belong to a sax player. There's plenty of other moments in the show where Tim Reynolds is going to melt my face. I think the sax should lead 41. The jazz, when I think of jazzy DMB, I think of the number 41 studio album and in studio cut, and then that translating to live versions like listener supported. All right, let's look at this poster here. I'm going to get this up. This was a Methane poster, and apparently everyone who like at the venue got it for free. Now, we had that Irving Plaza show for Dave's solo hosted by SiriusXM, and the same thing happened. Anyone who was there could get it for free. I believe this is the Methane poster. We'll have to see how the year folds out, but this may have been the poster they had that wasn't yet signed. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. I hope it is, and that this is one of the 5. This is Methane. It's a free poster, so it is. It is. We've seen the guitar and a mustache man as a theme, and we had one from Italy last year. This is the Texas version. It looks a little better than the average Methane poster, but it still just has that methane. But I guess if you want to combine for this show, you want to combine one of the most controversial poster artists for Dave Matthews Band shows in 2025, which is Methane, and one of the most controversial banks in Wells Fargo, where they're open up fake accounts. It's a nice tag team here of controversial things. Wells Fargo and Methane. You cannot make this up. In May. Methane in May for Wells Fargo, trying to get people to open up all these accounts in not and unethically, and they got in trouble for that. Anyway, shout out to Wells Fargo. Shout out to the Wells Fargo Center in Philly. There's one in, I think, Idaho. But yeah, it is what it is. Again, I would not buy this poster, but I think it does have it's a little better than the average run of the mill Methane there. And I've said this before. You guys already know this. I think reducing Methane's minutes as they're doing, they're down to 5. I think it's time. It's beyond time. And I think that they should work with other artists and other projects and get innovation there, but they're just recycling the same ideas. They've had a lot of posters with DMB, and that's hard. Anyone who's going to have the level load of Methane over all these years, they're going to eventually run out of ideas. But I think it's the combination, to me, and other people have said this, it's the combination of they've kind of exhausted every idea, which is fine, and the fact that I just think some of the art they have is just and I have Methane, but I think some of their posters have been great over the years, but a lot of them recently are passes. The Shador Sander pass, right? Keep it to the 5th round. We don't need them, right? oh. We don't want them. It's too much controversy. You're not that good. Sure, you're not that good. People, I can't believe Shador Sander, bro. He wasn't that good. You're not a 1st round quarterback, dude. A pass. Literally pass. What else? So, tomorrow night, speaking of Ian, tomorrow night I will have at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Actually, it is technically tonight, but Saturday, May 3rd at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, the Multicam for Mexico Night 2 where it will air. And it's dedicated to Ian, the memory of Ian. And I'll have 3 links by the time it's the premiere ends. I'll have 3 links to the 3 things that Ian's family said, hey, if you want to donate in his memory, here are three causes that we believe in, right? And so I have those links up there. But the full show in its entirety, Mexico Night 2, will be there. There are some portions that don't have, like very, very small portions that don't have video. But for the most part, there was enough to get the whole thing, essentially. So definitely come join me back here, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Again, it'll be a live premiere. You'll be able to go into the chat and talk with us, say what up. But you can watch it. You don't have to worry about the chat if you don't want to. And come through. And someone said Ian who? Ian, I don't know how long ago this was, but this is Ian. The sound, the monitor engineer for Ian Kuhn, the monitor engineer for Dave Matthews Band. He passed away earlier this year. Let me play a quick preview so you guys can get an idea of what Mexico Night 2 looks like, and then we'll close out. I am working on some JazzFest videos. I did word up with some sources. I will be doing You Never Know. If you have videos from JazzFest for You Never Know or Alligator Pie, message me on Instagram, Facebook, X, Blue Sky. Those are the best avenues, and we'll work to get your video added in. Those will be coming out soon. But let me just play a promo here. I'm going to play a promo for this Mexico Night 2 from this year. And I think the biggest thing about this is the violin. So let me just find this. Oh, here we go. So let's go ahead and play this for you guys. I will, oh, you know what I can do? I will load up the video so you can see it in full. So you don't have to worry about this. Give me 1 second. But I hope you guys will join me. Night 3, I'll start working on that shortly. Mohegan Nights 1 and 2. I'll work on those multi-cams. And then I will be at SPAC both nights and Guilford both nights. Those will be other multi-cams. But I may look to see, listen, the reality is, and I think this space is not what it is without Copperpot. But obviously there's not as many videos that he's putting out, and he has a certain standard and level of excellence that there's been a lot of struggle getting, there's not been as many people recording video, and that's fine. I mean, people are enjoying the show, but I think it's just been hard for him to do what he does best when there's not as many video sources. He had that amazing Halloween Ants in the Halloween, I believe it was, from Alpine Night 2.5. But I want to try to get certain things up and certain highlights. So if you have video, it never hurts to reach out to me. I did some stuff with the Gorge last year, but I am trying to make and capture some videos by combining everything that's on YouTube. And then also sources from people who aren't on YouTube, and try to get some of these things preserved, because there have been so many great moments that happened throughout the years, and to have a YouTube video to look back on with tape or audio with your video is great. Let me get this here. I'm going to set this up. Okay, let's see if this will work here. right, so there you go. That is a little preview. I made it 2 days ago. All right, there's Don Dingo. He said he's two for two on wins. Whatever. Allegedly, he cheated. There was a fiasco with Ants. They set the picks to close for like a regular show, but obviously the Central Time, it started at 6:00, and allegedly Don Dingo changed some of his. Magically had the first like 5 or 6 songs correct. So I don't know if that's still under review. But we'll have to see what's going on over there. But allegedly there was some tampering there, some Bill Belichickian Deflategate stuff going on. Allegedly, we'll let the Ants crew solve that and see what they find. And so yeah, comebacks tomorrow for a full Mexico night 2. And then come back Sunday for post show after Charlotte. We will try to talk. And again, if you want to come on, please, if you're in Charlotte, you want to come on the post show stream, you want to send a video, just send me a video. Send me a 30-second video of what you thought, or put it in the comments of the live chat or after. We will add you in. We will close out, though, with Word Up. Very controversial cover here. I think some people really love it. Other people are like, this not it. But this is something that's definitely got people talking. So here is Word Up. This is a cameo song that was covered by Dave Matthews Band. Rashawn Ross leading yet again. He had that Brick House. And now he got Word Up, and people are like, okay, Rashawn, okay, I see you, big dog. He is leading another song, and we'll close out with this. Thank you guys for watching. It's your boy, Conservative 34. Peace.